You put your child on that school bus every single morning, trusting they will get to school safely. But I want to ask you something. Do you know what happens if that bus gets into an accident? Not what you hope happens and not what you assume happens, but what actually happens. I am a transportation supervisor and I've been in the industry for over 7 years. I've trained drivers, I have managed routes, and I have seen these situations unfold in real time. Today I'm going to walk you through the entire process from the moment of impact to the phone call that you receive. Stay with me, this is information every parent needs to hear. If you are new here, my name is Sean, and this channel, Route and Responsibility, exists for one reason: to pull back the curtain on school transportation. For the parents who want answers, for the drivers who want support, and for anyone who wants to understand how the system actually works. Let's get into it. The second an accident happens, the bus driver's training kicks in, or it's supposed to. The very first thing a properly trained bus driver is required to do is come to a complete stop, put on the hazards, and assess the situation. Here is what most parents don't realize: the driver is not supposed to let those students off the bus, even if it's a minor accident, even if the students are panicking, even if parents are calling. Why? Because in some accidents, the safest place for students is on that bus. Letting students exit the bus on a highway or a busy intersection can turn a small incident into a tragedy. The driver is trained to evaluate: is it safe to stay or evacuate the bus? And that decision matters more than most people realize. If evacuation is necessary, and this is important, the students are kept away from traffic, away from the vehicle. They're kept together as a group until emergency services arrive. Those emergency exits that you see on the school bus, they exist for this exact reason: back emergency door, roof hatches, side emergency windows. The drivers are trained on all of them and they test these every morning. Now, here's the part that most parents want to know: when do I get the call? The driver contacts dispatch immediately. Dispatch contacts emergency services if needed. The transportation department contacts the school, and the school contacts the parents. The chain of information exists for a reason. The district has to make sure it has accurate information before it starts calling hundreds of families. A panicked and incorrect message can cause chaos. A calm and accurate message can give parents what they actually need. Here's what I can tell you as a supervisor: a well run transportation department will have parents notified within 30 to 60 minutes of a major incident. If you are not hearing anything or you feel something is wrong, you have every right to call the school. Don't wait, just call them directly. While all of that is happening, what is happening with the kids on the bus? If emergency services respond, EMS will evaluate every single student on the bus. Even if your child says they're fine, even if there are no visible injuries, transportation supervisors will be there to evaluate the students as well and document everything. Every school bus accident triggers an investigation, every single one. If it is a major accident, the driver might be pulled from their route, not as punishment, just as a standard protocol. The bus might go in for inspection. If it's a minor incident, the EMS might not be called, but the transportation supervisor or a bus driver supervisor will report to do the investigation, do the documentation, check the students, make sure they're okay, and the driver will be allowed to move on with their run. Bus drivers are also subject to mandatory post accident drug and alcohol screening per federal regulations. I don't say that to alarm you. I say this to let you know that this industry takes accidents very seriously. There are layers of accountability built into the system that most parents do not see. Let's talk about what you are entitled to know and do as a parent. You have the right to receive an incident report from the school. You have the right to know if your child received medical evaluation on the scene. You also have the right to find out the outcome of the investigation. What you may not get immediately, and this is where parents get frustrated, is the outcome of liability and fault. That information is often held until the investigation is complete, and sometimes legal teams get involved, which slows everything down. Look, the reality is that school buses statistically are the safest modes of transportation for students. Accidents are rare, but rare doesn't mean impossible. The parents who handle these situations best are the parents who were prepared before it ever happened. And that is why I make these videos, because knowledge is the difference between panic and action. If this gave you something useful, go ahead and subscribe. I put out a new video every week about school transportation from the inside. Next week, I will be breaking down all you need to know about special needs transportation. I'm Sean. This is Route and Responsibility. I will see you next time.